Yep. So life at IISc was like truly transformative. From campus to lecture halls to hostel to canteen and sports ground, everything was just amazing. You will see a culture that will encourage you to think deeply. So like before IISc, when I was in the tier 3 college, I always used to think like if I can get into TCS, Infosys, company like this, that would be great. So when I came to IISc, I saw my seniors working in top companies like Flipkart, Amazon, all those kind of things. So I was giving multiple interviews. So MasterCard usually come in, I think, slot 2. That year I was the placement coordinator. So the interview process involves like one technical rounds, one aptitude question round, and another was the system design round. Life at MasterCard was pretty chill. It has a very good work-life balance, and like I got my first laptop, mobile, 5-star hotel stay. So for a newcomer like me, everything was priceless. So to be very frank, I was never satisfied with the work I was doing. Kind of work I want, that ownership, that business impact I want to create, that was missing. So I had never applied for Google. So I saw examples where like next level persons are in Google. So I thought that, okay, Google will not consider me. If you dream of working at any top companies, then I think my message will mainly include, first point is like focus on your fundamental.
Welcome back to another video of my channel. I'm Kishalay. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to another podcast of my channel, and I hope from the thumbnail and from the intro scene of this podcast, you know the topic of today's video. My today's guest is Anup. So he is one of the Googlers. So he is currently a data scientist in Google, working in Google for last 1 year. And me and Anup, actually, we did masters together. So he was my batchmate at IISc Bangalore during my M.Tech from CSA department between 2018 and 2020. So this podcast is all about meeting Anup after a long time, and it's fun actually. And we talked in detail about many topics like how was his experiences in IISc Bangalore. Then he joined MasterCard. So how was the on-campus placement experiences? How was the work in MasterCard? Then he switched to Unacademy. There also, how was his experience? And finally, how did Google happen? What was the overall process of interviews, and what kind of job role that he's having now in Google? So everything we have discussed in detail, and his journey in this podcast, what I have actually explored, it's a very inspirational journey from IISc to Google. So I hope for all the aspirants, this podcast will be really helpful. Whoever is aiming for M.Tech and then going into these big companies like Google, this will be a journey that they should try to follow, and they should try to get motivation from it so that they also can reach to their dream job. So I will not take much more time. So that will be the content of this video. So I'll be going directly to the podcast. But before that, one request that if you are new to this channel, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Without further delay, let's get into the podcast. Hello everyone, welcome back to another podcast of my channel. And today I have with me a Googler. So his name is Anup Patel. He was there with me during my M.Tech days in IISc also. So first of all, Anup, thank you and welcome to the channel. So if you just introduce yourself to my audience.
So hi everyone, I'm Anup. So first of all, thank you KD for having me here. So currently I'm working as an engineering analyst at Google. More about this role at later part of video. So I did my master's in computer science from IISc Bangalore. As KD already mentioned, we are in same batch. In IISc Bangalore, I did my master's mainly in machine learning and systems. Before that, I completed my BTS from a tier 3 college. So yeah, no IIT, NIT, something like that, but yeah, mostly IT. So I always love data-driven systems and solving tricky problems. And over the year, I worked across multiple industries that varies from fintech, adtech, as well as large-scale distributed system, and each place taught me something new. So that's pretty much quick introduction about me.
So let's start from this IISc days only. So how was your overall experience in IISc, and what is the most memorable part of those 2 years that you spent in IISc Bangalore?
Yep. So life at IISc was like truly transformative. From campus to lecture halls to hostel to canteen and sports ground, everything was just amazing. And most important part was that I was surrounded by brilliant minds, not just me, like everyone who studies at IISc Bangalore. They surrounded by brilliant minds, passionate professors, and you will see a culture that will encourage you to think deeply. But honestly, my best memories are not from lecture halls, but it was more toward like late night discussion in canteens, sometimes on the sports ground, and sometimes like I was just discussing something with my friends in the lab, and almost sometimes we decided
The birthday celebrations.
yeah, and almost we end up planning something crazy surprise for someone's birthday. And then we started decorating the person through maybe some mud, grass, whatever themes like. So at IISc, if I had to summarize, I balanced my studies with fancy and I think this part made my IISc journey unforgettable.
Now tell me that, from IISc on-campus placement only, you got the opportunity to get into MasterCard. So how did that happen? What was your on-campus placement experiences?
So like before going to MasterCard, I just want to give a brief thinking process. Like before IISc, what was my thinking, and after coming to IISc, what was my thinking. So like before IISc, when I was in the tier 3 college, I always used to think like if I can get into TCS, Infosys, company like this, that would be great because I saw my senior working there. And sometimes, and even I couldn't imagine working myself as a company like, let's say, MasterCard, Microsoft, Google, or something like that. So when I came to IISc, I saw my seniors working in top companies like Flipkart, Amazon, all those kind of things. So that was my thought, and how my thought completely shifted after coming to IISc. And after coming to IISc, I got confident that I can make into good companies, like big companies, like you can name in Amazon, Google, Microsoft, whatever. So yeah, so now coming to part of how I get into the MasterCard. So that was my first campus placement. So I was just preparing. So I was giving multiple interviews. So MasterCard usually come in, I think, slot 2. That year I was the placement coordinator. So their interview process, and also I think MasterCard was coming first time in IISc. So I was from the first batch,
Right.
MasterCard. So the interview process involves like one technical round, one aptitude question round, and another was the system design round. So I cleared all of that, and by the same evening I got the news that I got selected. So I think overall IISc environment really helped me to shape me in a way that I can think clearly about how we should design system design, or also in more about the technical aspects, because whatever the assignments we get in our lecture hall, that really saved me like my thinking process and everything. Of course, like everyone, when I got the offer, I was like super chill. And I really felt like those sleepless nights really finally paid off, because during interview preparation, there were like a lot of competition, like, like all the top brains are at one place and you are competing with them to getting selected in like.
Right. The first 2 slots I remember was very, very competitive. First 2 slots were very competitive. I mean, everyone was trying for these big names. I remember Samsung was there, Flipkart, Myntra was there.
Yeah.
These big packages, and I think 20 or 30 people got selected, got placed, I think, in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, and it was also like in my case also, like I was giving lot of interviews and I felt that I will get selected, but at the end of the day it was like I was not selected. So it was very depressing at one end, like your friends are getting selected, you are not getting selected. So that was like lot of stress at that time. But ultimately when you get placed, it's just like stress for few days, and once everyone get placed, you will feel better.
Yeah, because it's a day by day event, no? Like every day people are getting selected, so you'll get frustrated. Like if you see that 3 days has passed, many people has placed, so you're thinking like I'm losing. But it's just 3 days has passed, right? I mean, eventually I think we got almost all got placed by 3 weeks, or 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, now what was your job role in MasterCard? I mean, what kind of problem you're working there?
So I joined MasterCard as a data scientist too, at like AI Garage at Gurgaon office. So my works mainly surrounded around like identifying fraud in the payment space. So I was building models for identifying those kind of fraud. Sometimes I need to predict some kind of revenue. So all those kind of modeling but most of modelings are mainly built using classical machine learning techniques. So I was building those kind of models. So overall, like life at MasterCard was pretty chill. It has a very good work-life balance, and like I got my first bag, laptop, mobile, 5-star hotel stay. So for a newcomer like me, everything was priceless. In terms of works was also good. But after 1 year, I started feeling that I am getting very much repetitive work, because in payment space, everything doesn't moves very fastly, because they are very cautious about moving very rapidly into some kind of space. So I felt that thing, mainly in my case, like of course there are different teams where they are doing lot of great works on latest technology. But in my case, I started getting feeling that I'm getting a little bit bored, because I, other than payment space, I also wanted to explore something else. And that with time I started feeling that I'm missing that part. So yeah, again, like after close to 2 years, I started thinking that I should try for something else. But yeah, if I have to summarize everything, that was a great experience. That was my first company, and I couldn't have imagined better companies than MasterCard to experience everything, like from corporate cultures to work-life balance and the great projects. Like because when you join any company as a fresher, you can't expect that okay, you are going to build something very next level thing from the day one itself. You need to spend to get used to everything. And I think I spent good amount of time at MasterCard to understand everything, how MasterCard works, what are different projects we are getting, how we are making business impact. So I think overall it was a very good experience for me.
So then you did a transition to Unacademy and FIS. So if you can just share your experience that how did you get into these companies and how was working these two companies?
Yes. So after like MasterCard, as I said, I got involved into a lot of repetitive work. I want to try something else. So I started applying after like, I think 1.5 years, I started applying. So I started interviewing for many other companies like Cisco and Amazon everywhere.
So one question, how did you apply for these jobs?
So I think
through LinkedIn or?
Yeah. I think LinkedIn was my primary source. There are a lot of platform, Naukri and those kind, but I never created because I heard that you will get a lot of spam emails or sort kind of thing. So I mainly, I either directly went to, I know that there are few popular companies, so I directly went to their websites and apply from their website, or I directly, if there is some kind easy apply link is there on LinkedIn, then I usually follow that.
Right.
So these are two things. And I think somehow, I don't know, referral never works for me. So I asked few seniors for few referrals, but I never got any call from referrals. So I think I always apply directly over LinkedIn or something. But yeah, again, I applied for more than 200, 300 companies and I got call from 20, 30 only. So the ratio is a little bit less. Yep. So I applied there. I went through a lot of interviews. So I got selected in 2-3 companies. I was in the process of making decision, and suddenly one day, recruiter from Unacademy reached out to me. At that time, I know that what Unacademy is doing, and then just casually I was playing cricket and I talked to recruiter that okay, this is the package I'm expecting. I was pretty much sure that they can't offer me that package, to be very frank. And I was just like, okay, they match me, but they said, okay, Anup, go ahead, you can try. So I started interviewing, and like since I had already cleared, though, I was not in any kind of stress or any kind of pressure. So I just casually gave and I got selected. So
okay.
And then like when I came to Bangalore, I was about to join a company, and on the same day, Unacademy rolled me offer and they provided me with much more salary than I expected. So I just immediately accepted their offer. I joined that and I started working on that. So it's like for me, coming from a well-settled big companies to a startup is a kind of transition that my father didn't like. He said that why you are moving from a very well-settled company. Everyone knows about MasterCard. No one knows about Unacademy. If I ever say someone like I work at Unacademy, they say like, okay, I'm a teacher. I teach something. So I have to casually explain that no, I am a senior data scientist at Unacademy. I do this kind of modeling. So at Unacademy, I always have to explain that I'm not a teacher or something like that. He's not a teacher for UPSC or something like that, rather than he is a data scientist. So at Unacademy, mainly as a senior data scientist, I mainly worked on building personalization solution. Like when you go to Unacademy app, what kind of content you see, or other than that, customer acquisition system, ML system, like where like Unacademy has millions of users, but most of users are free. How you can so what sales agent usually do, they just based on few factors, they just call someone and kind of try to convince them that you can come to premium part, you will get these kind of benefits. So all these leads, I created ML system so that they can get best leads, so that conversions would be higher. So I worked on these kind of problems. And then after close to 1 year, layoff happened at Unacademy. And then in next 1 month, I got a new job at FIS, where I joined as a lead data scientist, where again I came back to payment space, but the here work was not exactly related to payment. It was more about building solution through which you can solve any kind of escalation in very fast way. So it was something like, let's say as a company, there are a lot of partners with FIS. So there are some kind of escalations come, and then they have to solve that particular that escalations in very short span of time. So for that, we built a solution so that you just type the problem, and in very short span of time, by looking into the company internal knowledge base, it will. So it's considered like something like Gemini kind of things. Like you ask the problem, you will get the solution. So that kind of solution I built. So I spent close to 2 years at FIS.
Okay, now coming to the most important question, that how did Google happens? I mean, first of all, tell me that when you are working for these startups like Unacademy or FIS, by that time only you started thinking that you have to move to these big companies, or I mean, when did these things come that you'll be moving towards these big names like Google's or Microsoft?
Okay, so coming to this part, so to be very frank, I was never satisfied with the work I was doing. I was doing work, but the kind of work I want, that ownership, that business impact I want to create, that was missing. If I have to say, even if it's MasterCard, even if it's Unacademy, or it's FIS, everything I was missing that part. So I was continuously into the preparation mode and an interview mode. So if you say that, okay, I joined Google in January month, but 4 years back, I was into the interview look, and I never stopped. At Google, I stopped searching for anything else. But before that, I was continuous practicing of doing coding, trying new stuff, maybe LLM or something, participating in some hackathon, all those kind of things happen. So like whenever some companies reach out to me, I could confidently say that you can take my interview next day. I was that much ready. So it was just like quality of work that I just always wanted to do, kind of work where I could make some great impact. But the kind of projects I was doing, I was not making. So in terms of learning, I was growing good. But in terms of self-satisfaction, I was not getting that satisfaction. So that's why I was consistently looking for better options.
Now, how did you apply for Google? Through LinkedIn?
No. So I had never applied for Google. So because first of all, I saw people like my batch toppers was in Google. So, and right. I saw examples where like next level persons are in Google. So I thought that, okay, Google will not consider me. So I have never applied for that, because I was like, okay, let's go to Microsoft. It's fine. But are some other companies? Because it depends, like in your batch, if there is only one person who is in Google and like all others in other companies, then I used to think that I will go with that company only. So I had never tried that. But what happened is like one day, one recruiter reached out to me over LinkedIn that she saw that Anup, your profile looks good. Would you like to interview? So I was like casually, okay, let's try it. I didn't have any hope from myself, but I said, okay, let's try that. So after that, recruiter first scheduled a call with herself. So recruiter. So even in that interview round, she asked me some technical question. So it was supposed to be like basic interview or like a kind of thing like what works I did. She asked just a random question, and I was like, what is this? But somehow I answered that, and I explained briefly about what projects I did in the past, what are my tech stacks. And she looks very much convinced. And on the same call itself, she said that she's going ahead with me. And so she told me about the interview process and all other kind of things. So now coming to the part of how was my interview experience. So usually this role, I have 4 interview rounds, but it depends on team to team. I think recruiter can better answer that. But in my case, there was total 5 interview. So first round was mainly about the coding and technical knowledge. So mainly they asked about the Python coding, SQL coding, and transformer architecture, how LLM works, this kind of things. And the second part was more about system designing kind of thing. So they gave me a problem statement and they asked me from end to end how you will design everything from scratch. So I somehow am good in like system design part. I don't know. I never built that from scratch, but my thinking process was good in that direction. So I did better.
So you have to just write it, or you have to do the coding also for system design?
So in my case, usually recruiters share a Google Docs with you. So you don't need to write to coding part, but if there is some tech stack involved, or there is some basic, or there is some very important thing, they may ask you that can you write some coding for this component. Depends on interviewer to interviewer. In my case, it was mixed, but it was more about discussion oriented, where I was discussing my ideas, then interviewer can ask me some kind of question. Based on that, I was answering. So those kind of.
So it's open-ended. I mean, there is no such fixed solution. It's an open-ended question.
Yes, exactly. Because it may be possible that there may be some solution, but again, no solution is best. At any point of time, you can make much better solution. So consider like that. And in third round, it was more about project kind of discussion. So it was, I think, hiring manager. So where they ask about what are different projects I did in the past, what was their results, what was business impact, something like that. And then fourth round was like Google popular Googliness round, where they mainly check for your behavioral kind of competencies, all those kind of things, like managerial kind of those kind of things. And in my experience, I don't know, in my case, there was something like during one of the interview, they forget to ask one specific question about the abuse trend. Since I was interviewing for trust and safety, so I have a good understanding about what are the different kind of abuse trend exist over the Google ecosystem platform is also very critical aspect. But somehow that part was missing since last 4 interviews. So they scheduled another round for this specific part. So I had to go through 5 rounds. So after all, after I think this whole process took me around 3 to 4 months. It was supposed to be get completed in 1 month, but it's very rarely say that process get completed in 1 month. So in my case, it was 3 to 4 months, and then after 4 months, I got the offer. Again, did some kind of negotiations. So I got the offer, and then I joined in January. So this role was not exactly software developer role that usually you see on lot of, if you go for like any kind of interview experience over Gigs for Geeks or any website. So you see most of interview experience are related to software developer or maybe machine learning engineer. So my role is little bit different. It is engineering analyst, which is equivalent to data scientist. So I work in a team, trust and safety within Google. So trust and safety team mainly looks into the safety of various Google products that may come from safety about Gemini, safety about Play Store, safety about Google search, everything. And also it ensures that the trust on Google products. So within this team, so there is a role engineering analyst, which is equivalent to data scientist. So it comes to data scientist status. So there is nothing specific data scientist role in this team. So I joined as a engineering analyst. So this is pretty much what engineering analyst role is.
Great journey actually from IISc to Google. I mean, this is actually the dream of many people, right? You go to IISc, and many people actually used to ask me that how can I get it into Google? So maybe if you don't get it immediately, because as you mentioned, and also I know that only our topper got Google from the batch. It seems that no one else is eligible for Google, because there are many great students also apart from the topper, but only one. But yeah, eventually people are coming to Google. So yeah, congratulations again, Anup, for the achievement. So my last question is, what will be your message for the aspirant? Because too many people are crazy about that. I'll go to M.Tech and I want a big package role, or I want a big company as a job. So either big offer they are aiming for, or big company aiming for. But you know that sometimes people have to go for middle tier companies or things. So what will be your message for the aspirants or will be joining IISc or IITs for M.Tech in the coming days?
Yep. So if you are dream of working at any top companies, then I think my message will mainly include, first point is like focus on your fundamental. I think that's the best. I think that's the best advice I think you get from all your professors or maybe seniors. Fundamental is the most important part. So have a strong understanding of maybe data structure, or let's say if you're a data scientist, have a strong understanding of why something works, mathematics behind that, or what are the assumptions behind any kind of machine learning modeling. I think that is very important. So focus on your fundamental. Second point, build real projects. So like sometimes in my past organization, I used to take few interviews, and like in most of CVs, I saw that they are writing projects as they worked on, like they are building some kind of machine learning model to identify MNIST data set. So it was like really funny. So don't follow those kind of things. Rather than try to understand and try to solve some understand some real problem and try to solve that. And next part is like be consistent. Okay. So if like, let's say for example, if you're planning for some interview preparation, something like that, be consistent on that. It should not be like over weekend you studied for 8 hours, but for next 15 days you're not doing anything. So even if you're spending 1 hour, be consistent on that and stay curious. So as you know, like tech are changing very fastly. So keep exploring new things. I'm not saying that practice everything, but just watching maybe 5 or 10 minutes video over YouTube about what are the, let's for example, if I have to talk about LLM, just learn about what are the latest open source LLM models, how one LLM model is beating other, or keeping those kind of information will keep you more motivated. And last and most important part, don't be afraid to fail. And I think seriously, this is very important part. Even I fail daily. If I keep trying work or new ideas daily, and maybe I fail 10 times, but I never lose hope. I keep trying, and that's how you will learn. Okay. So it's in terms of data science, I will say that no matter what, keep fine-tuning yourself. Okay. And one day you will definitely converge to success.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, very inspiring story. I have one last question. So what next after Google? Because I'm asking because you have experience in Unacademy. So are you joining Go classes?
No, nothing like that. I'm against the. I'm not a teacher. I worked as a senior data scientist at Unacademy.
Maybe they need a data scientist. Who knows? You can talk with Deepak.
So no planning as of now to join any other company. I would want to stay here, work on a lot of different ideas. But you never know. Maybe I can, after a few years of time, I may again come back to you and ask for some kind of a startup, because you are a PhD guy. Maybe you can do some great research and we can collaborate to build some company future.
Right. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Again, I think this is a fun podcast because I am meeting Anu after a long time. We both shared a lot of memories in IISc. I mean, we have a lot of memories. We are not sharing everything here, but yeah, it was fun having you in my channel. And thank you very much again for participating. I think this video will be really helpful for many aspirants for their journey, and I hope this will actually inspire or motivate many people, because the journey is really inspiring. So again, thank you very much for participating.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me here, and all the best for all the future aspirants, maybe for GATE or placement and everything.
कहाँ पर है भाई पीछे इतना?
अरे भाई ये गूगल ऑफिस है।
मेरा तो भाई PhD कंप्लीट हुआ।
बस भाई, अरे अब क्या चाहिए भाई, PhD हो गई, शादी हो गई, अब जीवन में कुछ नहीं बचा है। बस अब तू देख ले भाई, संन्यास में। और मैं भी जा रहा हूँ नेक्स्ट वीक ऑफ साइट के लिए सैन फ्रांसिस्को, जाके तो घूम के आऊंगा।
ओफ
तो भाई तुम तो सब घूम चुके हो, हमारा तो भी स्टार्ट हो रहा है।
नहीं, मैं सैन फ्रांसिस्को गया नहीं एक्चुअली। मेरा न्यूरिस हुआ था इस बार, वो सैन डिएगो या सैन फ्रांसिस्को में हो रहा है आसपास, बट मैं नहीं जा रहा हूँ। दिस इज बेटर एक्चुअली। अब लग रहा है बे एरिया में बैठा है तू।
हाँ भाई,
बे एरिया में लग रहा है तू।
क्या लग रहा है?
बे एरिया में बैठा है। हाँ भाई, एरिया में, सैन फ्रांसिस्को में।
और ये भी तो लग रहा है कि लड़का भी अमीर है, सोफा खरीद के घर खुद बना लिया है।